Guy out.
He's doing a loop or something?
You can see how slow he's going, you know?
Shot my bigger lens on.
He's getting ready to turn. Doesn't it look like it a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Big red coming through.
Wow. Looks like a toy spread for fire.
Looks cool in the sun. That's a big one. There's a big one. That's the, what do they call it? The very large, tanker.
So you guys should have one.
Yeah.
Should anyway.
In there.
We should.
Did you ever find the other one?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yes, you did find it.
I don't remember.
There's smoke over Glenhaven. Like the wind's kind of whipped it up again. This is the shadow from the smoke over the Rocky Mountain National Park.
I can see much.
He said it was simply too hard to use.
Yeah. See, it's not just this one over here. That's a retreat.
That time of year. Turkey Day. Gobblers! Meanwhile, still, fires are still burning in the park. Look at that, that's pretty dramatic. That could very well be right on or along the edge of Storm Mountain. He's still burning pretty intense. Like my daddy would say, something fierce. Make for a good sunset picture, I guess. Oh, here comes another plane, I think. A lot of traffic right now. Oh, it's just a regular plane. Nobody cares about them, right? Anyway, yes, this is up. Looking at the divide, Rocky Mountain National Park. And that fire evidently is still burning pretty strong. As you can tell, I'm kind of winded because it's been a while since I've gone on a hike, and it's pretty high elevation up here, man. Whew, you don't think about it until you actually go do it. You realize how thin the atmosphere is up here. This is kind of interesting, right over this hillside. I don't know if that's, yeah, I think that's smoke. A little cotton ball right there on the right. Yeah. Anyway, this is what it looks like where we're at. It's not too bad. Not a shabby view up here, is it? Again, thanks to the YMCA of the Rockies, giving us a place to stay, cats and all. Yeah, I'm just going out to get one last view of the smoke plume over. It's either, I think, primary the fires between Glen Haven and Storm Mountain right now. That's what I heard anyway, right? Rumor mill. Shit. Gotta get out more. I gotta get away from the desk more often, I think. The time it takes. Video production. Video editing. It's pretty time consuming. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do if you're serious about your craft. Gotta perfect the craft, right? Alright, so here's the view of the smoke. It's kind of, let you decide. It's not as dramatic as it was just a few minutes ago, because the sun was on it. Now it's kind of faded out. But see what you think. You be the judge. The audience decide. Yeah. Let that sit and time lapse for a bit. This place is really busy. It's quite the establishment. YMCA of the Rockies. So I had a little time to sit and think. And literally, within eye shot, is the smoke just down the canyon, in the place where I usually call home, you know? And so the latest word is that where the extended family lives, the parents-in-law, they are most likely in a burn area, pretty serious burn area. And whether or not their house is directly impacted by the flames, it's almost 100% certain at this point that the whole surrounding landscape is pretty much charred, blackened, scorched. And it's real sad because it was such a little paradise back there. You know, it kind of reminds me of, was it Milton's Paradise Lost? Not that I've read the whole book, but I know it's a classic. But it's all about the fall in the garden of Adam and Eve, and how they had such a perfect paradise that actually at one time existed on this earth. Imagine that. But by choosing their own will and not God's will, it was destroyed. And we're all living with the consequences of the first man and woman's choices to break the law of God. I'm struck by how relevant that story is actually today, with the lawlessness that we've seen recently in the headlines. Literally wanting to defund the police, right? Institutionalized chaos. Institutionalized anarchy. Lawlessness, right? That mystery of iniquity that we've been told must run its course. It's a deep topic, but it's where I go sometimes when I have too much time on my hands. And it's true when you're faced with something like this, where you're taken out of your normal daily patterns and habits, rituals. You start to see things from different angles, and you do have more time to think, which is not a bad thing, right? And if anything, through my videos, if I can encourage people just to think on a deeper level about various topics, but just to get past that surface level thought processes that, you know, black and white, red and blue, right and left, good and bad. I mean, good and bad's a thing, but the world's a complex place. And it just seems like the system, if you want to use that word and sound a little bit hippie-ish, Babylon, whatever you want to call it, the system wants to keep us with blinders on. So we just look straight ahead. Don't look to the right, don't look to the left. Don't take in your surroundings, like this epic landscape I'm looking at right now. No, just narrow your view until it becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. And these media platforms, especially Twitter, it's gotta be one of the worst, but just how they dumb down the language and the thought processes to just little sound bites and little, you know, 1 or 2 word hashtags to encompass a much broader topic that, you know, the smallest thing. There's a scripture actually, how God uses the small things to confound the wise, the simple things. Think of like when I was watching those helicopters today and how similar they were to insects, right? Their flight pattern, their design. That one had like a little tanker for a belly. He's got this little, what's it called on a fly? That little borax or something like that. Or it's a little hose that they slurp up their food with. It's kind of gross, but yeah. They haven't really, if you think about it, improved much upon the original design, have they? No, it's because it was perfect. I mean, it's a lot larger scale, a lot, you know, heavier a payload than an insect. But even a bee, how they try to struggle with how a bumblebee stays afloat. These little tiny wings and this big fat body. It's amazing. But where's I going with that? Probably completely lost my train of thought, didn't I? Yeah. To hone in on something so small, seemingly insignificant as a ant. Consider the ant, sluggard. Right? The verse says, if you want to know what hard work looks like, look at the ant. Those things are industrious. But yeah, something that you typically overlook in life. Something under your foot, perhaps, is a lifetime study, a lifetime of knowledge. That's pretty deep. Think about it. We are surrounded by infinite design. Yet with our small little minds, we think we got things figured out pretty well, right? And even some of us go so far. These big, brave, atheistic thinkers, as enthroning themselves on the throne of the universe, and with such arrogance claim there is no God. When your view, when your perception of reality is so small, so superficial, so surface level in the big picture, and you can say with confidence that you know that there is no creator, that is the epitome of arrogance, hubris, right? Anyway, it's getting dark, it's getting cold. Appreciate all my audience. Like I said, if anything, I can just share in what I'm going through, my own human experience, and with as little pretense as possible. I joke around, but honestly, what you see is what you get. This is me. There's not that much of a filter. In fact, that gets me in trouble a lot. Actually, that gets me in trouble a whole lot. When I don't filter what I say. But, and so sure, you'll find things that you disagree in my videos if you go looking. If you go looking for things, you're sure to find anything, but I am what I am, like Popeye said, right? You know who said that originally? The great I am. Yeah, the Old Testament. That was yet another name for God. I am that I am. That's pretty profound. I think that's the simple That's the most profound two-word utterance ever made. Because if it is true, it changes everything. It should change your life course, what you live for, what your motivations are, what's important to you. If you truly believe there is a God, then how do you respond to that reality? You just go about your daily life pursuing self-pleasure, material gain, or do you take him a little more seriously, God, and seek him out, seek out what is truth and what is your purpose? If there's a designer, then he designed you for a purpose, right? And kids today, they have too little purpose. This culture is just poison. When it comes down to it, this nihilistic culture of belief in nothing and tear down everything is why so many young kids today are committing suicide and are so depressed and so unhappy and act like such little demons. Because they don't have a higher purpose to live up to look up to motivate them to get up out of bed in the morning, That alone, for me sometimes, that's... Why do you get up? I'm too tired. I woke up early today. You get up because you have to get up, because if you stay laying down, you're gonna die. You gotta keep moving. Life is motion. Death is to be static, frozen. Anyway, appreciate it. If you stuck with me through this whole talk, you're awesome. I don't know if I would have, but yeah, I've been through a lot of ups and downs lately, and sometimes just to sit back on the earth, sit down in the dirt, look around, listen to the wind blowing through the pines. Nice cool air. It's such a nice October day. Man, it's so nice out for October. Sometimes it's all it takes just to get out in nature, refresh, recharge. Reboot your brain, right? Reformat the floppy. I know kids won't get that. So I think I'm done. Back to the workspace. Another late night, probably. Anyway, thanks for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Signing out. This is like the extent of my clothes drawer right here. That's it. Didn't bring all that much with. We're expecting to stay here for as long as we have. Man, that smoke is getting thick. I think we're getting it directly from the other fire to the, what is that, the west of us? Yeah, the fire that was in the park. It's still pretty serious fire burning over there. Got him. Patiently waiting for hours. Almost got him. Just barely slipped away. Where'd he go, Tinos? Probably under the stove. Let's see what's under there. There's a mousetrap. There is a mousetrap. Such a good boy. There's a mouse to be caught. Tinos will be the one that catches it. They're God's critter catchers, aren't they? Did I? Did I not? Tell you he was a badass mouser. He's already caught himself a mousey. Good boy. But I don't want you to eat it. Oh, he's struggling. Okay. That's nasty. Okay, that's disgusting. Okay, nobody wants to watch that. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. That's the badass. Dinos and rhinos. No. No. You've had enough. No, you're good. You're good. You're a good boy. He's a good boy. Who's a good boy? He's a good boy. Ever feel like a half-eaten mouse? And that's how it ends.